Hello everyone, my name is This Comic Maker and we're gonna get right into it because this video is gonna be a long one. If you didn't know, recently Pokemon did a collab with Hatsune Miku, two of my favorite worlds coming together. So a group of artists were tasked to make official art of Hatsune Miku if she were a trainer of every type, water, grass, flying, you get the idea. The collab is currently still going on as there are music artists hired to make Pokemon songs using Hatsune Miku singing software, but today I'll be doing a tier list of all the different element type trainers of Miku that were drawn. My friend Sarah and I even designed our own Mikus that you can check out at the end of the video. After watching today, be sure to leave a like and a comment telling me which designs were your favorite or least favorite. Also, I made this video while I was sick, so my voice sounds a little off, but don't worry, I edited out as much of the coughs and sniffles as I could. So sit back, relax, maybe doodle, and enjoy this longer video. Okay. So today, I've invited my beautiful, handsome husband, Tony, and my good friend and Hatsune Miku expert who knows everything about Hatsune Miku. Stars, aka Sewa.
Wow.
Excellent.
I'm Miku expert.
Yeah, I like that. It's been a long time since I guess, listened to anything Miku recently, but past Miku, I was all about that, so when I saw they were doing this collab, I was like, two of my favorite things merged together, Pokemon and Hatsune Miku.
Measurement to hit them.
Yeah. So I'm going to send these to you in the chat in the order in which they were released. So we're gonna start off with Psychic Miku for this beautiful tier list. So we have Miku and Meloetta. Wow.
Very nice.
This one I felt like was a good start for a Miku collab because it feels very Miku. I think the way that I want to judge, I don't know if you guys have the same thoughts or not, but how fun the design is, you know, how well it fits with Pokemon, but then also, I guess, how Miku it feels. I don't know if that's if that makes any sense, but like some of them,
Miku percentage?
Yeah, that's good. I like that, the Miku percentage, because like some of them, and we'll get to them, but some of them don't feel like Miku at all to me. This one obviously, because we got the teal still, you know, we got the twin tails. I like the detail of her having the 01 on her shirt, and the unknown M sticker on her bag for Miku. I like that. I feel like this is a very Miku. It's very Miku-esque.
I noticed the missing note with this sticker, but I didn't know it was because, you know, I'm Miku.
Yeah. I also like, if you look at like the stickers on her bag, the green ones are like the Game Boy sprites. Did you ever notice that?
The little icons, yeah.
Isn't that cute? How well do you feel like it portrays the psychic type? I don't really get psychic vibes from it, but it is very cute.
Like she's gonna go golfing in the next 10 minutes.
She does look like she's gonna go golfing. Yeah, it's a very sporty psychic. I don't really get psychic from it.
Well, Meloetta is a normal and psychic type, so we could be leaning more on the normal. Also, what I like about her design the most, I would say, is that it kind of reminds me of Pokemon Ruby and Sapphire kind of clothing design. She kind of reminds me of May a little bit. It might be the bandana.
Yeah.
That sticks out the most.
I do like the headband and that like her hair sticks out of it, and I don't know if it's intentional, but I feel like the pink lines on the top part of the headband
could be like line?
Yeah, like a music sheet.
I feel like they spread, at least in all the designs from what I noticed, they spread a little bit of like music stuff on it, like obviously the piano bag.
Yeah, I think a couple of them in this are Pokemon at least that are somehow connected to music. So obviously Meloetta has like the music sheet, but we'll get into some of the other ones and how they kind of relate to music too, which I thought that was cool. I like that.
Yeah, I'm glad that they did Meloetta first, considering she is the Miku Pokemon.
Yeah, I like this one. It's not my favorite. I would put it in A because I like the design so much and it feels very Miku. But I'm gonna put it in B because it doesn't feel very psychic to me. if that makes sense. So that's why I'm gonna bump it down to B.
I personally gonna put it like, I wouldn't say it's D, but I feel like it's in between C and D because what you mentioned that it doesn't exude psychic vibes.
What about you, Tony? Where would you put this one?
I personally really like the design. I feel like this is probably the most Pokemon looking outfit out there. And I know you guys say that you can't really see the psychic, but I have to keep reminding myself that this is a normal psychic type Pokemon.
Right.
So the fact that she looks like a normal, let's say average schoolgirl that just so happens to have psychic abilities, I think it fits pretty well. The design feels really good as both a Miku fashion and Pokemon aesthetics. I actually would put this in an A tier.
Oh, okay, giving it the A. I like that. Okay, next up we have Grass type Miku with Rillaboom. This one is another one where I was like, it's definitely following the music thing because we got, Rillaboom on the drums. Personally, I'm not the biggest Rillaboom fan. I think he's a stupid monkey. But I do think that the cheerleader thing is cute. I don't know how cheerleader would relate to Rillaboom, but I guess if it was like a school cheer squad or something, maybe. I do think that she's adorable. I do like this design. I like how they did her hair. I would say on the Miku scale, how close she is to a Miku, I would probably give it like a 5 out of 10, but it's probably just because of the green color of her hair. But I do like that they've, added a little bit of the teal back in there, even though maybe the teal doesn't quite go with the green, but I'm guessing that it's to bring it back to Miku a little bit. And then I also like that her Pokeball is in her pom-poms, that's a cute idea.
It looks like a Pineco.
It does kind of look like a Pineco. I do like that some of the other ones I feel like they tried to match it to the Pokemon as opposed to the type. So this one I feel like they definitely tried to make Miku look more like a partner to Rillaboom. I could definitely see the both of them together on a battlefield or whatever.
Yeah, the back of her head has that little vine accessory that kind of reminds me of Rillaboom's front hair.
I do like that the ends of her hair kind of look like flails.
She could have beat you up.
There is that Miku boxing game coming, so she might.
That's true. Be like, I want her to punch me.
You call out her name, she turns around too quickly, it just slaps you in the face.
I do like the little detail they put here. Wherever you are, she'll be there to cheer on you. That's very cute.
That is cute. This one I feel like I have a hard time, and I think I'm biased because I don't like Rillaboom. But I do think the design is very cute. I don't think she looks that much like Miku, so I think I'm gonna put this one in C tier. Sewa, how about you?
Personally, I do like it. Mostly because I really dig the green. It fits her very well. And something that I noticed on all the designs, it really teeters between different variations of blue to green. Because this teal, a combination of blue and green, so it kind of goes around the scale on most of the designs. So this one's heavy leaning on the green. I'd say it goes in B tier for now. It's up to it. I can change that later, honestly.
How about you, Tony?
If just by first glance, this design wasn't very strong for me. It's especially before even looking at the concept art and just seeing the poster, I didn't really see a Miku immediately there. I think maybe the cheerleading came from the idea that in Pokemon Sword and Shield, the theme was that they were kind of in a giant football stadium, arena, right? So maybe that's where the cheerleading kind of thing might come in, because a lot of the members or the gym leaders or whatever are kind of, I feel like it's almost school themed. The more I looked at her concept art, I like it more, but I'm gonna stick to my guts and I'm gonna stick this one to D tier.
Gotcha. Next up, we have Fire type Miku with Skeledirge.
I will say, first glance, I feel like her hair got singed. It's crunchy.
It does look crunchy. It's funny because the character sheet says her pigtails change in size. So it's oh, I didn't know hair could do that. This one, I feel like they very, very heavily focused on the music aspect of it, which I feel like is appropriate because Skeledirge, if you've never played or had him on your team, he's like a Is he considered like an opera singer or something? Because they had like him with a microphone in like one of his big bad move sets in his final evolution. I feel like those triangles on her jacket almost look like speakers, and then she's got the volume on like the sleeves, and then the collar looks like it has like a volume adjuster. I really like this design. I like that her shirt looks like a Pokeball, and I love the little doodle of her singing with Skeledirge on the bottom and like the middle of the character sheet. Now that you mentioned that her hair looks singed, Sarah, I like that for like a fire type. Considering they kept her hair the blue color, that was like a cool move to do. This one I like a lot. I feel like it's a good way to make Miku look like a fire type gym leader or trainer, and I would actually put this one in A tier.
Yeah, I think I'm gonna agree with you on that one. It is very much A tier. I super enjoyed the jacket, especially the back tassels look like the actual Miku Design's big fat sleeves that she has that go from the I am a sucker for big jacket designs.
What about you, Tony? Where would you put her?
I think this is first agreement. Everyone all agrees that this is definitely A tier design. She looks very Miku, and she's very themed around. It looks like punk rock. I thought Skeledirge was a opera singer, but I don't think it matters. And then it was her music note supposed to be kind of inspired by Skeledirge's, like the little bird on top of Skeledirge's head.
You know, that might be true. I'm not entirely sure. I think in the concept art, like the official, I think that's the bird that's like beak is like pointing towards the number 3. It could be but I mean, it's obviously like a music note, so.
Right. Could be a stretch in the end. Could just be a Pokeball with it just looks like a music note. But this is definitely very cool. Love the singed hair.
I didn't realize.
Definitely A tier.
Yeah, I agree. I didn't realize at first either, but now that I'm looking at it the concept art, her hair is kind of the same shape as Skeledirge's fire coming out of his mouth.
Yeah.
So I think that's why they did that. That makes sense. All right, next up we have the water type Miku with Primarina.
Love me a seal.
Yeah. This one I think is very fun. It's obviously very water type. I love the fact that, not that she is like a lifeguard, but she kind of gives me that vibe, like a rescue team or something, because of the potion and stuff she's got on her back and the whistle and all that fun stuff. I think that, not that it's a bad choice, but the eyelashes throw me off as far as like a Miku is concerned. Obviously she's got the blue hair and it be looking like water, which is cool. I like her big beach ball. Adorable. I liked the composition for the official art with her and Primarina. I thought that was super, super pretty. And she's got maybe those amp things that we talked about on her like shirt, I think.
Yeah, it kind of looks like the ends of the amplifier, what you connect to it. I've seen an amp once.
That's right.
Though I will say one of my favorite details of this one is if you notice in the little doodle in the corner where she got sunburnt, that's like the original Miku outfit. It got sunburnt into her skin. So that's the tan lines that she has on.
Oh, that's so funny. I didn't realize that. As far as where I would put her, she is very, very cute. I'm not like crazy obsessed over the design, so I would probably put this one in B tier also. I don't dislike anything about it, and I don't think that she doesn't look like Miku, but I'm not like, oh my god, I love this design so much, it's the best thing ever. So
overall, I'd say personally I'd put this in, I'm torn between A to B tier. I really enjoy like the colors, how it works, like the tan line details, how she also works super well with the Pokemon she has.
Yeah.
So for now, I'll just put it on B.
How about you, Tony?
She looks very Miku. I think she looks perfect next to Primarina. But you said that you didn't care for her eyelashes?
Yeah, I guess
her eyelashes they match the Pokemon perfectly, actually.
They got the same eyes because that's her mama and that's a baby. She gave birth to a wild seal animal.
Man, I can't believe Miku was born from a seal.
Where would you put this one, Tony?
I actually rated her lower, but the more I looked at her, the more I appreciate the design. So how about we put her in the B tier for beach?
Wow, the beach episode. Number 5, we have Electric type Miku. I was very excited for this one. Rotom is not my favorite, but he's a cute little guy. This one, I loved how much art there was for this. Like, all the drawings, I feel like the artist Kanu like really enjoyed drawing this one. I feel like you can kind of tell that. I like that you could tell that she's like a scientist as well with this. Like, she's got like the beaker thing that holds her Pokeballs, and there's a couple drawings of her like doing experiments. I thought that was super cool. It's funny, initially when I first saw this, I was like, oh, she's like a weird cowboy thing. The official concept art, I was like, ooh, I don't know if I like that. But then the character sheets completely changed my idea about that because of how they drew her pigtails kind of like flying behind her in the concept art. You didn't really get like for people who only saw that concept art but didn't see the character sheets, I feel like some of them had kind of the same reaction when I was looking at the comments on Twitter initially. For me, the character sheets like completely make up for it. I feel like I could see this form of Miku in like a fan made video or something. I like the little electricity that's like her little hair ties at the tops of her twin tails, and I like her stupid cowboy look. I like the little lightning bolts on her boots, and I love like the drawings of her with little Pokemon crew that they're all dressed up. Like the Jolteon's got like a little bow tie, and I don't know, I really like this one. I personally would put this one in S tier. I could see other people not, but I don't know why, I just really like this one.
Honestly, I kind of agreed. Like, this is one of the one of the higher tier designs, but I feel like it's something that I wish they would have done with the other designs.
Yeah.
Because like you said, like the initial look, you're not so sure about. So I feel like if all of them had like this amount of art as well, I feel like the ratings would have been way more different. Like an example with the psychic one, I feel like I would have rated higher if I saw her do like much more stuff. They give me more of a psychic feel to me. I want to see her do more, which is what you get with the electric one, which I very much enjoy. Though this one, color-wise, strays farther away from being in the Miku scale.
They kept one almost greenish twin tail.
I legit did not know it was another color. I thought it was just a shadow.
In the character sheets, you finally get to see it. That's what I mean by like that initial concept art. I don't know if they did that good of a job on at least her hair, I think, because her hair is like such an iconic part of her. I think they just maybe didn't show it right in that concept art.
It's debatably what makes her the most Miku, her big fat pigtails.
Yeah.
I'm surprised they went for the green. It's like they didn't want to like stray too much away from Miku, which would have been fine. If you think the green would be orange instead, so that it would match the Rotom. But it's not a bad design. I actually, if you look at the tan hair side, you can see that there's even like a lightning bolt like design in there where the whites are touching.
All right, Sarah, where would you put her?
I would put her in A tier for now.
Okay. How about you, Tony?
This is like the first design. When I look, I'm like, oh, she looks like a gym leader. I think she pulls a Miku just fine. There's definitely, when you look at the first design, you don't get to really see the twin tails because her hair is like, moving along the side. The concept art definitely helps me see it way better. And just seeing all these like little fun artsy stuff on the side that Kanu made just makes me, see her more like a very stylish, a very funny Hatsune Miku. I think Rotom is a fun partner choice, especially since I feel like they could play around with Rotom being able to possess any like electric or I guess appliances. I think I would have liked it more if Rotom was like in her cane. I really enjoy this design a lot, so I actually put this in S tier.
Really? All right. This next one, I felt like it was such an obvious choice for normal type. I mean, obviously it could have been flying type too, but I knew as soon as they said that they were like, once the design started coming out, I was like, when's Chatot coming? It felt like it was inevitable. I feel like this is such like a fun, cheeky Miku. Like, I feel like the vibes for Miku are immaculate. I freaking love her little pixelated glasses. They're so cute. I think that the reason why they went with like some of the like bright colors and stuff was one, obviously because of Chatot, but two, I feel like they were going for like a tropical kind of theme too. And I think that it works pretty well. Her hair clips look kind of like little birds. And I like, as stupid as it is, I like her stupid sunglasses. You know those like New Year's glasses that say like 2020 or whatever, so that your eyes fit on in like the zeros or whatever.
All of these like could make very sick cosplay, but I feel like this one would make a very fun kind of cosplay and very doable from what I'm seeing. Also, I do find funny out of all the designs, this being the normal type, she is relatively the one dressed the most insane.
You know, if she didn't have the Chetot theme like glasses or shirt, I would say she could even pull off a Schmirgel, you know? So I would, and Schmirgel's a normal type. It could have happened, but you know, I guess they lean more music, of course.
She seems like, you know, when you see like old ladies who dye their hair and dress all like kitschy and stuff with like tons of, she gives me that vibe.
She's an old lady.
No, I just mean like looking at the concept art with her with a chat on, she's very like, yo, fellow youth. And I feel
What's
like,
up, my fellow?
like,
you ready to listen to something rude sandstorm?
Exactly.
It's not just the glasses, but the pink and green hair parts, like near at the side of her face, kind of look like giant hoop earrings.
They
she has
do.
a bunch of chunky jewelry. She has like big ass Pokeball earring on her left hand. She has all the fixes. It's just that now Grandma has some sick ass kicks.
Hey, Grandma. Also, I don't know if this is what I think it is, but it looks like the sides of her glasses are like little thumbs ups. I feel like it's a 10 out of 10 on the Miku scale. It feels very Miku and like silly Miku. I feel like Chatot is a good partner Pokemon. I'm not like, oh man, this is like the coolest or cutest or sickest design. So I would probably put her in A tier for this one.
I would put her in B tier for now.
B for bird.
B for bird.
I think her outfit's fun and hippin' and hoppin', and now with the grandma aspect, which I can't unsee. Oh, you just draw a few lines under her, like her eyes. Short, happy grandma. I think her design's fun. I put her in A.
Yeah, I don't know why. She's cute, but she's like stupid looking. She's really stupid. All right, next up we have Ice type Miku with Lapras. This one to me is like the first one that I felt like really wildly, besides the twin tails, pushed away from like any Miku features. Things that I like about this one, I do like that in the concept art, she's chilling on the back of the Lapras. As far as like giving this Miku a character, like on the bottom right of one of the concept sheets, it says very professional in the workspace. Her design is very clean and clear. As far as giving this Miku a character and a personality, I think that they nailed that. I think I just don't like the ice hair. Maybe that's what it is.
It's because you can imagine yourself actually like pulling it off of her.
It just like all comes off and she's bald. Yeah.
Exactly. Like I can't stop looking at it and just seeing like I put my hands and I just lift it up. She's just bald. Which is...
I feel like she is bald though, because like at the back of her head, it looks shaved.
I do like her heels. I think they're very cool. And I do like that her right at the shoulder is like transparent so you could see the 01 on her arm. But other than that, I don't care for this one. This one's probably one of my least favorite ones. There's nothing like inherently bad about it. I just don't feel like it's very, very Miku.
When it comes to on the Miku scale, color wise, they literally like remove both the green and the blue. It's completely separate. There's like hardly any teal at all in her design. It's really hard for me to say she is Miku aside from, you know, the little number on her arm, the pigtail, I guess, the silhouette you would say. It's very Miku, but now as a design itself, I do enjoy it. It's very cool. I do like the fact that she's a businesswoman. She, like when it says like she's a super professional, she's like hunched over to focus on her work.
I personally think this is gonna be my first D tier one. I hate to say it. I if I could, I'd put none of them in D tier, but you know, some of them gotta go.
I would place mine with Psychic for like very similar reasons. similar but different reasons, I guess. Like the other one being not psychic enough, and the other for being like not really Miku enough for me.
Where did you
And
put that one in C tier?
Yes.
Yeah, okay. How about you, Tony?
She definitely, they try to make her Miku like because of the twin tails, but she definitely is kind of like missing that Miku factor. What I'm more annoyed is that her partner being Lapras. Every Pokemon has some sort of relation. This is the first design I'm looking at that I'm like, where is Lapras at all in this? The black and green sleeves that she has, the designs, anything that's green reminds me of Zygarde. And if they wanted to go for a pure ice kind of looking person, they could have done Kyurem.
Or like an
thing.
Avalugg.
Avalugg could have been the stage for Miku to perform. I know Lapras is the singing Pokemon too, but the design kind of gave me like a bit of a nostalgia feel. I don't know. When I looked at the first concept art, it makes me think of the Elite Four design on like how the art styles were drawn back then. So it had a bit of a nostalgia factor to me. So I would put this one in C tier.
Okay. Next up, number 8. We have Rock-type Miku with Aurorus. Initially, when I saw this, I was like, oh, it's pretty. But the more I look at it, I do really like this one for 2 different reasons. One, they did a good job trying to match her to the Pokemon as well as the type, because in the Jester Clown outfit where she's not wearing the full gown, I feel like that's like a really fun Rock-type look. And then when she's got like the full gown on, I feel like it fits Aurorus so well. And I could totally see this Miku getting like a Nendroid figure for some reason. I don't know why. And I love the detail that where it says when Aurorus growls, Miku's dress lights up with the colors of the Aurora Borealis. And I thought that was so cute. I love that idea. Like I want to see it animated. I want to see like her get all glowy and cute. I did think at first that it was like weird that she's like this jester performer, but it makes sense for her because that's what Miku is supposed to be. She is a performer, a singer.
I don't know, I really like the little drawing of him opening his mouth.
I like that. I was just like, I looked over and I was like,
I really do enjoy this design. Actually, even almost prefer without the dress a little bit, because now that you've mentioned that it has a jester kind of look, I do see it, and I do feel like it works very well. I also like that on the end of her pigtails, there's straight up a rock.
yeah.
Like, those are straight up rocks.
No, she can whip people with that. It's another one.
It also gives a vibe of a jester's hat with the little balls at the end.
Yeah.
You know, it's 2 whole designs in one. You just need to add like a little dress, and also has a bridal kind of look. It looks like a veil with the whole thing set up.
What about you, Tony? What do you think?
I actually did not see the concept art for this one. I was only introduced to the first image. And at first I was like, are they making up for her twin tails with the veil for her? And I'm like, that's an interesting approach. But I wasn't really digging it. And at first, like the idea for this kind of like went everywhere. I was like, what is she? Like a bride? A princess? And then now looking at the concept art, I'm like, oh, is she some sort of jester? I feel like the ideas went all around. But if we're keeping on theme on how much Miku matches the Pokemon, I think they share that relationship pretty well. She reminded me of Deontay.
Yeah, I think that they were trying to, I don't know, just like thinking about how I would have come across this if I was approached to do this. They were probably thinking, okay, well, I gotta have the rock type. And then I don't know if they were told which Pokemon to use for it or if they were allowed to pick one. The idea of it being a gown that like lights up like the Aurora Borealis is like, I don't know, I love that idea. I think that's so cute. Yeah, I like this one. I like the design of this one a lot. I feel like it gets like a 9 out of 10 for Miku points because I don't know. I love the Miku vibe. I do agree that it seems like they had like multiple ideas, but they couldn't decide on what they wanted to do, so they tried to find a way to combine both of them. So for that, I will put it in B tier.
I'll personally put her also in B tier because I don't have much grievances like on the C tier ones.
Right.
Also, now thinking about it, she also reminds me of Carbink a bit, which is also I love Carbink.
Yeah,
Aww.
Carpink's cute. I feel like this idea is kind of everywhere. I don't know. I couldn't really vibe with it when I first saw the design. So I will put this one in D tier.
Okay. Alright. Next up, number 9, we have ground type Miku.
Best one right here. It's the best one. Top tier.
Alright, well,
Sorry.
wait. We
Game
gotta
over.
give our thoughts
It's
first.
all over. No thoughts. It's the best.
Don't
Look at it.
don't
It's good. It's awesome.
Tony, please!
She's fucking choking, right?
Alright, right, ground type Miku. She's the best! She's
the best!
Okay, this one, man, you could really tell that they had fun with this one. This one's so freaking cool. It's giving me Sand Planet, you know, that music video.
You took the words out of my mouth. Hachi's Sand Planet is right here. I can see a Flygon hanging out with the Sand Planet Miku. It's so fun. So good.
Yeah, I love the desert vibes. I wonder if that's where they were heavily influenced by that. I love that the little gold armlet that she has is the 01. Like, it's hard to tell at first, but it is, and it's so freaking cool. I love seeing Miku get carried by Flygon. I love seeing her interact with other Pokemon. The only thing I will say is I feel like this one could easily go to bug type or like poison type, you know?
Actually, I thought she was a dragon type when I first got a glimpse of her.
Like maybe if she had like rock climbing boots or something, you know, because she looks like she's wearing Crocs.
No, but that's the best part, that she's wearing Crocs.
Is it though? Her little toes gonna get burnt in the desert sand.
Then she can have sand course through her shoes.
No, who wears holy shoes in a desert? Come on now.
I will say I do enjoy her design a lot, mainly because she reminds me of this character and that appeared in Omega Ruby and Alpha Sapphire. And that's why I thought she was dragon type, because that's the vibe that I got.
It's the cape, isn't it? Lance has it too.
Right.
Having the dogs out.
Oh yeah. Okay. Is that really it, Sarah? Is that what you gotta be? You have to have your dogs out. You got the dog. God damn, they barking.
I love the color of her eyes. I feel like all the colors work well. And weirdly enough, she does still have Miku vibes, despite being
yeah.
She does, and in that little like tied up thing in her twin buns, it's still got the teal in it. Like, I don't know, it's just such a good design. It's so good. Chef's kiss. All right, S tier, everybody, let's go. Actually, you can give your own opinions, but I'm putting her in S tier.
I would put her in S tier. I'm not gonna lie. It is a
damn, Sarah. I can't believe we're ending our friendship tonight because of this.
What do you mean?
Wait, she said S tier. What's wrong?
No, I thought she said I would put this in S tier, but she was about to say but.
But her dogs are out. She needs to put it in C tier. For the dog!
She needs to have one of her toes sticking out of the hole.
All right, Sarah, where are you putting it?
She S tier. S tier.
Excellent. How about you, Tony?
S for sand, baby. Let's go.
S for sand.
Sand.
Number 10, Flying type Miku with Altaria. I'm gonna try to take my bias goggles off because I love Altaria. Altaria is one of my favorites ever. But I like this one. It's so cute. I love how like her hair like fades to the cloud, like a cloud. Oh, I could eat it.
She definitely feels like a weather-themed trainer.
That's the only thing I would take points off for, is she does seem more like a weather-themed trainer than any kind of Miku vibes I would get from her. She's got the twin tails. I don't know if it's just like the style of the eyes that make her look too different for a Miku, for me to say that she looks like Miku, you know?
I do feel similar in that sense. And maybe it's because like each one is a different artist, so it kind of varies from each one. But this one does feel a little less Miku-ish. I feel like this is maybe like Miku's cousin. I don't know if I'll be able to rank this one super high on the Miku scale.
Yeah, that's the only reason. Like, design-wise and as far as how much I love this one, I feel like I would give it an S tier, but it's the Miku factor. I feel like this one isn't as Miku, but I love this one. I think this one's beautiful, but I think I'll give her, because I like it so much, I'll put it in A tier, but I agree with you, Sarah. I just think that the Miku factor isn't quite there.
I'd put her in B for that. It doesn't really grab me that hard, personally, on my taste.
Her cloud theme is great, but I do agree. The more that you guys were saying that she doesn't really remind you of Miku, the more in my head I was like, what are you talking about? She got the twin tail and everything. But the more I look at her, the more I like, yeah, you know what? If they decide to release this character out as like the next flying themed gym leader, then I would see that person as more of an individual than be like, oh my god, it's Hatsune Miku kind of vibe. So in that case, then I agree with Sarah. I would place her in B. B for bird.
B for bird. I'm the biggest bird.
I'm the biggest bird.
Alright, number 11, we got fairy type Miku with a Jigglypuff.
I'm trying not to be biased here.
I know you are. Tony likes Jigglypuff is in. Would you say Jigglypuff's in your top 5?
Jigglypuff is top 10.
This one is obviously very cute. I like the Gyaru concept idea. Even though they did change her eyelashes like they did with Primarina one, I think that this one doesn't take away some of the Miku vibes for me. It's not completely Miku, obviously. I like that the little swirl in the front of her head is reminiscent of Jigglypuff, and that the back of her head, the part in the back of her head, is a heart shape. And I love that she's got a crap ton of keychains and accessories like most Gyarus do. And I like that her Pokeball is like attached to one of the keychains.
She's my dress-up darling. Fairy type train.
Yeah, right.
Because Gyarados doesn't have to be like tan. They could just have that. Yeah, Gyarados have the like blonde hair, like the long sleeve outfit.
I also like that they have the Purikura together. The pictures of them together. It's so cute. Anyway,
Since they're besties as well.
yeah.
I'm not gonna lie, this one does not wow me at all. It's very sugary, it's very pink, and this is a fairy type. I feel like fairy type falls more with the princessy one. I just can't vibe with it for some reason.
Sorry, Gyarados, you can't be fairies.
I feel like this is more of a Poke fan idea. Like, if they were like, I want you to draw a Gyaru who's like a fan of Pokemon, because like the accessories and stuff, but I don't know if I necessarily would have thought of her as like a trainer or a gym leader or anything like that. It's a very cute Miku, but it is, I feel like I agree with you, it's more of a weaker design.
You can't see her as like a lass, like a lass trainer.
Yeah.
Just a random like, oh my god, we met eyes. You want battle?
Yeah, honestly, like, maybe the issue isn't that she's not fairy type enough for me, she's not Gyaru enough for me. Because like I don't feel like she has enough details in comparison to the other designs that are they have a lot about them. They're pretty busy. But in this one, completely, it's a lot more plain.
Yeah, it's pretty simple.
I feel could work. Maybe if they lean more on like the sleepy design because she carries her own pillow with her, I'd like it more, but it really doesn't give me what I need to really like this one.
I actually think that the concept or the final art is, usually I feel like it's the opposite. I feel like all the like detailed drawings are what makes it stronger, but for this one I feel like the final art for this one is way stronger than the concept art. Like, it's very, very cute, don't get me wrong. Like, if they made a little figure of this, I would probably get it, but I think I would put this one in C tier.
I would put this in D tier, personally.
Yeah, okay.
Dang. I'm putting it in B tier for bias. I actually do like both of you and Sarah's arguments. I actually listed at her as A tier because that's how very biased I am when it comes to like how close she is to Miku and like just I like Jigglypuff. But I would actually, based on hearing everything, I would put her in C tier as well.
Number 12, we have Bug type Miku with the Kricketune. This one is pretty obvious. When I thought about what they would do for a bug type, I was like, it's gonna be Kricketune, because if it's gonna be music themed, Kricketune is where it's gonna be. If I don't look at Kricketune and I just look at her character sheet, I feel like she looks bug type. The butterfly motif for like the back of it, music sheets with the little rests at the bottom of her dress that ties it back to like it being music and stuff. I feel like I have the same kind of feeling about this one as the last one. I feel like this one is at least a little bit more leaning to it being a bug type than the fairy type one. But I feel like I've seen concepts or drawings of Hatsune Miku in some kind of music theme that looks similar to this.
She reminds me of Katie too much from Scarlet and Violet.
Yeah.
What's wrong with making a bug type trainer a little more vibrant? I look at Brown and I see cockroach design.
She do.
She's a little singing cockroach.
Her hair do look like cockroach legs.
To me, I really like the design personally. In the bug sets, it does give me almost also caterpillar and cocoon vibes.
The butterfly aspect is my favorite part of it. I will say I feel bad for her because if you look at the top right of the character sheet, it says bug bitten, and I'm like, dang, this girl got bugs in her clothes.
She got lice in her hair.
No.
She does seem like she is in like a choir, which I think is a cool idea. I feel like that marries itself to like the Cricketune idea because he does look like a little gentleman, like he would be in a little orchestra or something like that. But I do agree with Tony. It feels like it's lacking color. Sometimes having a limited color palette is good. I do like that it's like teal and brown, so it does have the Miku vibe in that way. This design personally didn't really speak to me that much. Also, probably because bug type is not really like one of my favorite types, so I would probably put this one in C tier.
Honestly, this is where I would have to disagree because I would put her in A tier because I feel like the lack of detail helps a lot in contrast to the Getter one because the Getter one I feel like needs far more detail. And this one, it works very well with like the choir girl theme. A lot of bugs aren't really like, they don't really catch your attention that much either. So I feel like it works pretty well, though I will say she could use a couple more details. Like just a little bit more. But honestly, I really enjoyed her design, even though the bug bitten beret.
She got bugs in her bed. She got bugs in her closet.
She's pretty plain. I bash on her design. I call her cockroach, but I think in the end she is going for a real cricket. You know, I believe they're brown. And I was hoping that maybe like since Cricketune looks like they play the instrument at some sort of symphony, that maybe like a more conductor would have been a more interesting idea. Imagine conducting a crowd of bug type singers.
Well, I think he's the conductor. If you look at like the concept art, it looks like he's conducting. And
Oh, that's true. The tables have turned. So I guess in my opinion, I would have rather seen her as the conductor than a choir singer, even though it makes more sense as her as the singer. C for cricket for me.
C for cricket.
It's better than C for cockroach.
She got roaches.
She's getting ratatouille'd by a roach.
Oh no.
Hey, look at that roach. So for this next one we got is poison type Miku. This one is a lot. Your Splatoon.
You're really going.
This one I don't hate. When I initially saw this, I thought that what they were going to do, especially since we got, you know, a whole bunch of new Pokemon in this new Pokemon game. I had initially wondered when these artists were given the task to make this because I was like, oh, we don't really have any of the new Pokemon from this current generation, because I thought for sure that they would have given her a Grafaiai because he's all about graffiti and he looks all drippy like she does. As far as like a poison gym leader, I feel like the vibes are immaculate for that. I even think that the stupid detail that her shoes melted and she was like, dang, that looks hella sick, that she like kept them. It literally says that she puts her shoes in a plastic bag so they don't get dirty. But I don't get Miku from this. I would say on the Miku scale, it's like a 4. If you look at her jacket, the 0-1 is there because you can see that the 0 is bigger than that 1. So it is the 0-1. But I don't really get anything Miku from this. No like singing from her or nothing like that. I do think that Toxtricity makes sense that they gave him because he, once again, is like a music Pokemon. He does like the air guitar on his chest or whatever. And I do like the concept art of her hanging out with all the little Pokemon. It feels like they over-designed on this one to me.
I dig the idea. The drippy, the goopy kind of thing, I do super dig it. But I just feel like it's a little too much. This isn't even Miku, aside from the pigtails.
It's another scientist-themed one, too, where I'm just like, Toxtricity is definitely like more punk band kind of feel. So you think like if they're gonna make it musically themed, I would hope that they would share that kind of thing.
It would then make sense if Toxtricity, right, like if they had the concept art, like they do have him helping her carry stuff, and I feel like that makes sense then, right? But in the final concept art, he's doing like an air guitar thing. So I agree with you. I feel like it should have been something like she's in a band if they were gonna go that route, you know?
Maybe it would have been too easy if that was it, because in the end, I think they did their best to combine the poison electric type combo. That's what Toxtricity is. but the design is a lot. She looks like a Splatoon character. She looks like she would be a perfect Splatoon boss.
I will say this design kind of made me rethink something. I'm gonna change the Puff to C and put this one in D. Because at the very least the other one, Jigglypuff singing, it has more to do with it. So it falls more I think. This one's like, it falls a little too way off for me. And the design I'm not crazy about, honestly.
Yeah, I get like a 0 on the Miku scale, so I'm gonna put this one in D tier myself.
It's fun still for me.
Is fun.
Like I it's fun. So because of that, I'll place it into C.
Okay.
C tier.
All right, number 14 is Ghost type Miku.
Yeah!
This one I think was a fan favorite in general too, because I saw so much art of this one specifically.
I fucking love ghost types so much.
Yeah.
I fucking love ghosts!
She really does look like a Miku that had the life sucked out of her. Like, I love that it's literally a ghost version of her regular outfit. They just kind of changed it up a little bit. I love her cool looking ghost tie. I love that she's glitching out. I like that the 01 is one of those will-o-wisp things. That's super cool. I like the night after night she leaves the screen. So it's like, you know, Miku is a virtual idol. So kind of taking that concept and making it real. I think that that's so sick. I love that so much.
I just adore all the little wisps details. It's all over her design, like with the little pigtail ties on the shirt cut itself, where it would normally split on the Miku shirt because it's a button up. She's a literal ghost. She is literally dead. She is not here. Like on her side profile, she looks so vacant and dead. I just adore it.
It's funny because when I first saw this, I was like, oh, that's cool. I feel like that's what we would get for a ghost type Miku. But the more I look at it, the more I'm like, yeah, but like, it's her outfit, like, but ghost, and I don't know, it's just cool.
I'm a little biased as well because I also love Miss Magus.
Miss Magus I feel like was the appropriate choice for this one. I gotta put this one in S tier. I just feel like it's really well thought out. It's 10 out of 10 on the Miku scale. The only thing I will say about it is if they're trying to make it if she was a gym leader, then I don't know how well she would fit into that world, but the fact that they say that she lives in the screen, that's literally perfect for her.
I completely understand. Honestly, she looks more like a challenger you find on the road rather than a gym leader. If she's a gym leader, I could totally see the gym being just a computer room, and she's supposed to be just a training program that just pops out at you.
But yeah, this was an easy S tier, I think.
Totally agree.
How about you, Tony?
I love the idea behind she comes out of the computer screen and hangs out. The design is very Miku. But as much as I appreciate all these tiny little designs, I actually find her very plain. She legit looks like Hatsune Miku. And I thought that like the goal was to be able to kind of mix in both Hatsune Miku and Pokemon together. It doesn't feel as special because of that. And I actually do not care about Miss Magus, because every Pokemon so far had something related to Miku in a music theme way. Miss Magus' Pokemon entries has nothing to do with music. She's just likes to curse and incantate, and 100% nothing related to what Miku is. It's like the first Pokemon, I would say. I'm like, what does this Pokemon have to do with Miku? So because of that, I bump it down to B tier.
Okay.
Yeah, but that's just like my only complaints about it. But overall, like even if the plain design, it's a great concept.
Would have been better if it was this one.
No! I don't like her little tippy toes.
Oh my god, S tier. I'm putting it on the list.
That's right. All right, where does Tippy Toe Miku go? Easy S tier.
This would be scarier.
All right, we're here. Number 15.
Ew, Miku foot lettuce.
You say that, but I totally know you would buy it.
No,
Uh-huh.
no,
Uh-huh.
no,
Uh-huh.
no,
Uh-huh.
no, no.
All right, little children. Dark type Miku with Obstagoon. She's pretty dang cool looking.
She's so cool, but I won't lie. First time I saw her, I'm like, who is this?
When I first saw it, I was like, what? Like, she looks like a lady of the house, and I like that vibe. But when I first saw it, I was like, I don't see how this is Miku at all. I was like, I see the little bit of teal at the end of her hair. But I feel like the concept art helps it a lot. I love that her hair is supposed to be like a crescent moon. I adore her microphone umbrella.
I won't lie, it looks like a gun. I love the skirt, the Pokemon ball design.
I do like how there's a touch of teal in there at the bottom with her shoes and her hair, because I feel like that does help tie it back to Miku. When she doesn't have her hat on, that picture that's in the bottom left of the character sheet, then I'm like, oh, there's Miku. But it was really hard for me to like get that vibe from her with the hat on. I don't know why. It's one of those like, it's a Perry the Platypus moment, except opposite, where she takes the hat off and I'm like, Miku, Hatsune Miku. I think this is very cool, but I don't love it.
I agree with you a little bit on that. I adore the design. It is spectacular. I also love like the bottom art. It's super cool. The hair bothers me a little bit. The crescent moon hair, like it's not pigtails.
She does have pigtails technically. It's just one of them's really long and the other one is really short. I get it. I don't love it.
The design is spectacular. It's just the hair that's bothering me a lot. It's almost irritating me.
I'd put this one in C tier. I like the idea.
Yeah, personally, I put this design at B tier. B tier from what I've noticed so far is just designs that I love a lot, but it's not really grabbing me. So far, all the designs are great. At this point, it's just more so a personal bias.
I think I'll also stick to B for badass. I love the idea. This whole idea is great. I couldn't see a Miku at that first image. Without that concept image, I would have never thought that that was Miku at all. I love the idea that it's like some sort of mafia all singing vibe. Because at first I was like, what does like Obstagoon have to do with anything too? Like once again, I'm like, am I gonna be like really stickler about that? But now I see like Obstagoon as the bodyguard for her. With that kind of idea in mind, I think that can make up for combining the two ideas together. So B tier would be good for me.
I was gonna say, I can totally see somebody making like a little jazz Hatsune Miku song and like doing an animatic to that with this Obstagoon and her.
Yeah, I see her leaning in going, we're waiting every night to finally roam and invite newcomers to play with us for
And they were like, yeah,
I haven't listened to the lyrics in a minute.
Five Nights at Miku's.
I want to see Five Nights at Miku's.
So number 16, Steel type Miku with Jirachi.
I'm not gonna lie, I'm hella biased because of Jirachi.
I feel like the concept with this is pretty strong. The color scheme I really like. I feel like they almost did like an overlay of teal over this because everything kind of feels like it has like that cool tinge to it. I don't know though, besides the hat, I don't know if I get steel vibes. I think the hat's the thing that makes it steel. I love the little dangling star because I feel like that goes back to Jirachi. And I love that someone did something with the Poke Flute.
I see absolutely no steel other than they like make it look steel. If anything, this outfit tries to compliment more on bamboos and the fact that Jirachi is part of the stars. Because do you notice the little papers on top of the hat? I believe these are supposed to represent the Tanabata, that wish making, where people write their wishes on the paper and they hang it on the bamboo. That's what it kind of reminds me of.
Oh, definitely. I feel like they really leaned more into being like Jirachi in that sense rather than being steel. I didn't even know Jirachi was a steel type. I completely forgot that. It feels more like she's made of paper than steel.
As far as on my Miku scale, I would give her like a 9 out of 10. They matched her to Jirachi really well. And if she didn't have the hat, I feel like I would not have thought of her as a steel type. So I think I'm putting her in B tier. I do like the design. I'm a sucker for like the feudal kimonos and like all those kind of like Japanese details and stuff. I think that she pairs really well with Jirachi and she looks like Miku. So I'm going to give her a B tier.
I also placed her in B tier. Mostly on like, I super dig the design, but I feel like it doesn't hit as well, I guess.
I'm not vibing with this design. They really stretched the steel idea. If they were going to make her more steel, then I wish it wasn't Jirachi at all. I wish there was another steel type Pokemon out there that could complement this kind of thing. She looks like Miku, so that's a plus, I guess. Right. But I would place her in C tier.
C for see you later, Stinky.
Yeah, I thought that and I wasn't gonna say it.
No, you later.
Stinky.
Alright, 17. We have fighting type Miku. Okay, I got thoughts about this one.
And why is it S tier?
I know. Oh my god, I have to tell you, like, this one, dude, I love this one. It reminds me, that drawing that's on the bottom left with her with, like, the Farfetch'd and the Sirfetch'd and stuff like that, reminds me of the train guys from Black and White. I feel like she would be, like, in their crew or whatever, you know? I was so happy that somebody did something with the leaks. The fact that it's her hair is just so freaking appropriate.
She looks like a bancho, like some sort of like student council leader or like the boss.
Delinquent vibes, actually.
Yeah,
that's what I mean.
I feel like the delinquent vibes is such a smart idea for fighting, because I feel like whenever we see fighting types, it's always someone who's boxing or martial arts kind of like fighting outfit or stance. So I feel like this was such a fun and like unique take on a fighting type. I love this so much. I'm already gonna put it, it's going in S tier. Let's go.
And honestly, I'm gonna have to agree heavily because it is a sick ass design, and the orange complementing the green perfectly well. Her hair being like it's still kind of teal. It is still a little bit teal, but it's a super light green.
Yeah.
Instead of white, like the little slit she has on the side as well, and hair clips being those little heavy duty keychain stuff.
I like that she has a fist-shaped microphone.
It's her logo that I love the most. Look, can you imagine that as a gym badge? Like it's great. It makes me miss like gym badges actually looking like it has a decent design. She is S tier. She is Miku.
She's so cool. When this one first came out, I was looking at the comments on Twitter, and apparently some people were like, I don't get it, like this doesn't seem like Miku at all. And then there was like this whole argument, and people were like, this must be the newer generation of Miku fans, because it's like, I think people forgot how much she was associated with a leak at the very beginning of like Miku's career.
Yeah, the leak was Miku. Miku was the leak.
Alright, so we're all in agreement. This is S tier, correct?
Yeah.
Yes.
Alright, our final design for today is Miku with Miraidon.
Why is it D tier, man?
Here's the thing, is it's not a bad concept for a dragon type. Why Miraidon? I just feel like they don't look like they go together. Well, I guess like her little arm cape is the same color, so that's how they're tying it back. At first I was like, her dragon design is very extra, but I feel like dragon trainers have always been very extra, so that doesn't bother me. I actually really like her twin tails, and I like that the inside of her hair is like the underbelly of the dragon. And I do think, if you look in the top left, it said that her hair looks like it's being grabbed like a dragon claw. That's cool. I don't hate the design of Miku. I just feel like there are other dragons that she could have been paired with, and I feel like this was such like a, well, we're promoting our game. That's the reason why they picked Miraidon.
Yeah.
That's what it feels like to me.
She definitely fits the Dragon Tamer theme. It's just unfortunate that the association has to be towards a Pokemon that feels forced into the situation.
Because people really thought that by the end of this that she was going to end up with a Noivern, and I feel like that would have been like the safe answer. I think the reason why it feels off to me is because the design of Miku is very dragon, and Miraidon doesn't look like a dragon because he's made of metal. He doesn't have any scales. He doesn't have,
he's supposed to be a futuristic motorcycle kind of creature,
I get
right?
that, but like Miku's design has like lots of scales and like is very like traditional dragon looking. So
yeah, the vibe he gives is more lizard than dragon.
Based on her design alone as a dragon type trainer, like she's a 10 out of 10 on the Miku scale. She looks like Miku to me. On the type, Pokemon type, I would say that she's also a 10 out of 10. So I would have probably put her in like A tier because she's not my favorite, but I do like it. But I think I would probably put it in B tier because besides the color of her hair, claws, and the cape, I don't really feel like Miraidon was like the best choice. I feel like that's the first out of all of them where I'm like, I wish they didn't pick this Pokemon. Like, and it's nothing against Miraidon. I don't think Miraidon's a bad Pokemon, but I just feel like with how metallic he is and how like I said, like Miku's got like scales and claws and stuff that a regular dragon would have, like they don't really feel like they go together.
Honestly, the vibes she gives me, it's more so general fairy tale, like real life fairy tale knights dragons, almost like a Maleficent kind of vibe to me. Not much Pokemon itself. Like the pigtails almost look like rose thorns, which is why I'm thinking Maleficent when I'm looking at her. It doesn't really scream right on to me. Doesn't really serve what it's supposed to be giving.
They even could have made her hair a little bit more towards the green side and done like a Rayquaza kind of thing, because Rayquaza is very like claws and things like that. It's because of this that it just makes me feel like they were told you have to include Miraidon because we want, you know, a legendary from this recent gen to be in it. So I put her in B tier.
I put her in C tier personally. It doesn't really grab me.
I'm torn between B and C because I feel like Miraidon definitely ruins this whole idea. But this Miku is very good. It's the same Dragon Tamer concept that Pokemon does all the time, so I love that it's on a sort of theme. So just the matching is not, I'm not feeling it, so I think I'll put it as C.
Okay.
Whew. That was a long one. In the end, I did end up rearranging a couple, so this is my final tier list. If you want to do the tier list too, I'll leave a link in the description. Be sure to tag me on social media if you post your tier list. I'm curious to see your tastes. If you stuck around this long, thank you so much. As mentioned at the beginning, my friend Sarah and I designed our own Miku, so for my friend Sarah's design, she chose to draw Nihilego, or Nihilego, however you say it, with Miku. It was super interesting to see her with an Ultra Beast, but I think Sarah absolutely nailed the otherworldly look. The final art looks like the two of them are dancing together, and I love that Miku's hair is slightly transparent, just like her partner Pokemon. Those eyes really pop too, don't they? The character sheet was also so well done. I love the detail that she uses her hat as a megaphone, and the 0-1 being similar in shape to the patterns on the top of Nihilego was perfect. Good job, Sarah. For my design, I ended up going with a normal type Miku. If I was gonna go with something music related, then I knew I wanted her partner Pokemon to be Loudred. The best use for this Pokemon was all about the bass, so I decided to make Hatsune Miku a DJ themed trainer. For this concept, I wanted her similar to the DJ Deadmau5, where she wears a large mascot helmet during her shows. So I went with another normal type Pokemon, Tandemaus. For the final drawing though, I had her take the helmet off so that she can rap on stage. Miku wears her hair in twin buns that fit perfectly in her Tandemaus mascot head, but she reps the colors of a shiny version of her partner Pokemon Loudred. I gave her a belt strap similar to the one in Hatsune Miku's original design, which I thought would be a fun way for her to carry her Pokeballs. I tried to go with a concert goer, rave boot, party type look for the outfit using Loudred's shiny colors, and I gave the zipper pull on her jacket the normal type symbol. As you saw from the last image, I didn't get to finish the character sheet, but I hope my idea got across alright. Thank you all so much for sticking around to the end. That's it for this video. As always, videos like this are possible because of my amazing banana members and people like you who like, comment on, and share my videos. I appreciate you all stopping by, and I hope that we can draw together again soon. Bye guys.